Hi viewers, today I will talk about meditation, which I call is the essence of life. Without meditation, most people do not know what is the meaning of life and what is the value of life and what is the wonder and beauty of life. What is meditation? Meditation, in my opinion, is a state of absolute relaxation. When there is nothing, no desires, no emotions, no thoughts, no objectives to fulfill, no effort, where you just exist. You exist as a conscious body that can perceive and that can feel things, but there is nothing except that. There is in fact no doer awareness. In that situation, you don't understand that you are the doer of things. Then you realize for the first time that you are also, you have also happened because of some cosmic arrangement. Things are happening and everything has happened and you have also happened. And that is also the essence of my Effortless Health program, that if you develop that consciousness in whatever measure that may be possible, then you understand that there is nothing to be done. Everything is happening on its own accord and you have to just feel everything, and if you just feel the pleasures of life and you have to just enjoy life. In my own opinion, life is just a grand celebration and that's all. Now, when I tell you about meditation, then you can understand it at three different levels. At level 1, it is just a set of exercises. Somebody will give you some instructions. You breathe like this, you sit like this, and you speak like this, or you do Om chanting or whatever. I mean, there are a variety of instructions which you will be given, and you will have to just follow those instructions the way you understand them. That's all. You do it like an exercise. At the second level, you will start feeling certain degree of relaxation with that exercise, and there is certain addiction which follows. Then you will feel like doing it more and more. Then nobody has to then tell you that it is good for you and you should do it. Then you do it just because of your own reasons, and this is one addiction which is worth having. And at the third stage, you develop a meditative consciousness. When at all different phases of life, you maintain that feeling of being a non-doer and just be part of the situation. Certain things are happening through others and certain things are happening through you also, and you never have a feeling that you are the doer of those things, and then life becomes just a very pleasurable experience. Now what happens in meditation, that consciousness is thrown at a very deep level into its own very source. So as I discussed in my last video about the psychome, that is the very basic and fundamental level of your existence. There is pure vibrations, just pure consciousness. So in meditation, your focus of attention is thrown back to the same level of your original source of life. And when that happens, the whole awareness goes through a paradigm shift. Everything appears different. Your perception is changed, and that changes your behavior, and that changes your entire life. You get a totally new life, and all that was old gets finished. It is making of a new human being from your old form. So meditation, many people feel, works something like sleep. Yes, it does. In some ways, it is something like sleep, that you are cut off from the outside world, but it is much more effective. And this is different from sleep in at least two ways. Firstly, in sleep, you don't go very deep. You just get cut off from the outside world, and then you dwell at the level of your mind, and you don't go very deeper than the psychome. And the second difference is that during sleep, your mind creates an artificial world for you, and you start dreaming. And during the dreams, you don't realize that this is an artificial world and there is just an illusion, there is nothing in it. While you are dreaming, then you have a feeling that this is all real. You interact with the dream sequences, just as you interact in the real life situations. So if I'm asked to give you an example of how the situations affect you, now supposing there is a garden where there is a lot of greenery and there is a lot of cool breeze and lots of flowers are there and fragrances are there, and if you go there, then you will definitely feel a lot of calmness and your system will get invigorated. Now you are taken into that garden in three different situations. One is a situation where you are in deep sleep or in a comatose state. You do not realize anything and your body is taken there, although it will definitely benefit by the positivity of that situation, it will benefit, but you will not know much about that. The second situation is that you are taken to that garden and you are fighting with people. You are too much involved in your own pursuits and your mind is not into the beauty of the garden, and then you will benefit to some level because you are awake, you are not sleeping, you are not comatose, but still you will not have the full value of that situation. And the third situation is that you go into that garden in an absolutely calm and quiet state of mind, and you imbibe the value of that garden into your system. Then you benefit maximum from that garden. So in meditation, all your internal turmoil is finished and you go into that garden of excellence in a very, very calm and quiet mind. So human consciousness normally shifts between waking situation and the dreaming situation, waking consciousness and dreaming consciousness, which are not much different from each other, because in the dreaming consciousness your mind creates an artificial world for you. So just like you interact with the external world in your waking time, you interact with that artificial world in your sleeping time. So there is not much difference between these two situations. And there is a third state of consciousness known as the meditative consciousness, when you just watch everything. You become a watcher and you watch the cosmic design which is making things happen, and everything is happening on its own accord. Then for the first time you realize the meaning and importance of effortlessness. You can start meditation with simple techniques like observing your breaths, and you have to sit in a posture known as Siddhasana with back and neck erect and with the fingers in a Gyan Mudra. You can see that in the picture, and just focus on your respiration, or you can do some other things also. You have to just do it as an exercise and wait for things to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I am trying something very unique. I am trying that in the long run your system should be transformed in a way that you should not need doctors. You should not fall sick. I mean, basically it is very, very senseless that one should fall sick and then seek medical advice. So I am trying something which is much different from the current medical scenario. And if you are interested in this information and you want to spread it to your friends and relatives also, please like and subscribe the channel, and also press on the bell button so that you get alerts. Thank you.